Hello everyone! Welcome for the Embers Adrift weekly community show where we discuss about all subjects of Embers Adrift, the latest patch note, the news, the community, content creation, as well as showing you some exclusive gameplay. So, today we have plenty of patch note to discuss. It's going to be quite interesting. I've prepared a little program for you. I hope that the sound is well adjusted and everything, and that you are ready to spend 1 hour with me discussing all matter Embers Adrift. If you have discussion about or question about the game, I am here to answer everything. So I know that my community is already used to the game and probably know most of it, but if you are a new viewer, make yourself known and do not hesitate to ask for yourself. So, what is Embers Adrift? Embers Adrift is an indie MMORPG created by Stormhaven Studio, a very teeny independent studio of 11 developers, which include me in the 11 developers, even though I'm not really developing anything. I'm the community manager, and I'm here to take care of the community and to ensure that everyone feels welcomed, heard, and is happy and having good time, because Embers Adrift is a game which is all about group play, community time, collaboration, cooperation between players. It has its old school vibe, very heavily inspired from D&D and tabletops, as well as the first generation of MMORPG like EverQuest, Vanguard, Star Wars Galaxy, Ultima Online, Dark Age of Camelot, etc, etc. So I hope that you guys will be interested. So here's my where is my program? Over here. And we are going to start off immediately by discussing the patch notes. Because this Wednesday we had plenty of new content to show up to our beta tester, so that was pretty exciting. Even though I didn't have the occasion to see it myself, because I spent my time boosting the level of players, so I didn't actually get to play the game. I just did GM comments, but hey, that's the life of a community manager sometimes. So, but it's pretty exciting. And the reason we are doing this week is because next week all character will be wiped and we will start fresh with brand new character, because the crafting is going to have a rehaul. That's how you say? Maybe not. In any case, it's going to be heavily changed and simplified, but for the better, especially to leave more space in players' inventory, which was the problem with crafting in the moment. Overhaul, thank you so much, Anna. That's the word I wanted to say. So, let's start with the patch notes. So I have everything ready over here. So there are the patch notes. Our friend Alice Blue has been doing a video where she reads entirely the patch notes. This is not what I'm going to do, but we're going to pick up some interesting aspects and discuss about it. And that's more my idea. So what's important is what's new. That's the first things. The bulk of this week was spent working on content implementation and preparation. The NPC difficulty system has been completely revised with the goal of encouraging players to fight content that is more level appropriate. Dry food, which is the last zone we have implemented in the game, has gotten some love with new creature and a new overland dungeon for you to explore. The great crafting simplification should be ready for next week, so expect a character wipe after this weekend. If anyone wants a level boost, now is the time to ask for it. And that's what I was telling you, that I've been boosting the level of players. So this weekend is the last weekend when we can experience our character we have been playing for the whole beta already. that started in March, so more than 1 month. So all this progress will be lost, and therefore it's the time to, you know, enjoy it the last time. So character boost is on the program. So plenty of different things have been adjusted. What's very interesting is the spider boss model have been replaced with our own custom spider. And I don't think I have a picture of that over here. There's some picture later. But the spider are really, really creepy. So our spider model is very creepy. So I hope that they can see that this weekend and check it out, because, oh, well, you will see that. It's very creepy. A change that I am not really enjoying, but here it is. It is the change for the global channel. So some channel, you cannot select them anymore. You have to type slash something and then your sentence every time, which I find very irritating, especially for global, because global is kind of a big comment. And so every time I want to type a sentence, I will have to type \global and then starting. But the reason why it has been done, it's because a lot of people were using the channel by mistake, and it led to some, I will not say drama, but some awkwardness and some spam as well. Some people that answer to the group, instead of answering their group, they answer always in the global channel. And so it's kind of having weird discussion where people are wondering, what the fuck are you saying? And so for this reason, only group and local, so say, are channel that can be selected and you stick to it. Otherwise you have to type it. Well, that makes sense. OC, which is the zone channel. I think that the OOC channel could be called zone channel, because I don't think a lot of people know what the fuck OOC mean, unless you have been playing those old games. But if you have not, it doesn't mean anything, and so zone will be better and more accurate. And then global, it could be nice to have a comment that's shorter than global, maybe glow. I don't know. Or maybe 1, 2, 3. Hey, Empty Tsunami. Hi, that's really nice to see you. How are you doing? Welcome on the channel. Empty Tsunami is one of the new person that just joined the community of Embers Adrift recently, actually last week to be exact. And he's also a streamer, which we have been visiting twice, I think. Well, at least I've been hanging out with him on Sunday, and then we did a raid at some of the points. So welcome, welcome. It's really nice to see you today. Yes, exactly. I am showing up the patch notes. I'm not reading them entirely, because if you want to see that, Alice has created a video where she's reading the patch note if some people want to listen to some unintentional ASMR with some very technical nerdy term. I think that video will be ideal, because Alice have a very nice voice and a calm tone, and she's reading all of it. So that's not what I'm doing. But so basically, so some important things, which is the experience awarded for 1 chevron and 2 chevron mobs, is now diminished for group exceeding the recommended size. So 1 player is for 1 chevron, 2 player is for 2 chevrons, and 3 chevron is for a full group. So if you're a full group and you're killing 1 and 2 chevron, it's a little bit low. But as you can see here, that's the NPC difficulty and indicator. So it has been changed. It's an overhaul. Thank you, Jana. So gray, 11 plus level below you, you get non-experience. So gray, non-experience. Green, it's 3 to 10 level below you. That's quite a lot of different level, right? And so it's diminished slightly. So that's okay. And then the reds, which are 3 plus level above you, they are diminished slightly as well. But it's increasing. So if it's just 3 difference, you will lose a little bit of experience gain. But if it's 4, 5, 6, 7 experience, that gets higher. And it's the same thing with the misses and everything. So we're going to read that part. Yellow, white and blue mobs all give normal experience. Green mob, however, will give slightly diminished experience, wherein 10 level below you is the most diminished. Red will also continue to give experience, but the XP awarded will be as if the NPC is 3 level below you, high green equivalent, with no diminishing. Previously we gave 10% of white XP, so this is a boost overall. So that's pretty nice. Resist for higher level mobs also work a bit differently. While attacking a yellow or a red, your attack will do less damage due to resist. Those resists ramp up the farther away in level the mob is from you. This means that you can have some effect on a red mob that is +3, but attacking a +4 of a +5 red mob will be considerably more difficult. Lasting effects such as dots, debuff and CC will continue to not take hold on red mobs, so you will have to beat them with brute force. I think that's quite interesting. Yes, that was more like that. I'm not sure with precision because numbers is something that I forget easily or mix up easily. But you had orange before, and the orange has been removed entirely. So you go from yellow to red immediately, and orange is gone. So that's a kind of compensation because the orange is gone. It was also difficult to make the difference, to be honest, between yellow and orange. And I think that's why it has been simplified like this. It's because the color orange was too hard to differentiate with the yellow color unless you had the mobs next to each other and could say, oh yeah, that's orange. Because otherwise it was kind of yellow, so... So that's most likely one of the reasons why this has been changed. But I also like the fact that reds, well, you cannot stun them, you cannot CC them, you cannot dot them, but you can still attack them. Yes, of course, you will miss, but maybe not all the time. So if you're doing a group, like you're in a group with 6 players, and you're going into the Exile Fort, for instance, in North New Haven, sometimes you will have a low B in your group that will face, oh, this mob is yellow for me, oh no, this one is red. And before you really had to get away because they could not hit anything, especially if it was the tank. Now it will still be doable, so if you're mostly attacking yellow mobs, but you have 1 red, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, exactly. So the goal of this redesign is to encourage players to fight content more in line with their level rather than reaching beyond their mean. This should make progression feel a bit more natural and encourage players to move on from camp once they have been out-leveled. Another change which is quite interesting: when an NPC hits a player from behind, there is a chance that a 50% movement snare, hamstring, will be applied. This is active for every NPC and impacts both regular and combat movements. The chance of application is based on the level difference between you and the NPC and if you are in combat stance. Humanoid NPC now gain short... Well, let's speak about that one first. So basically, that's when you run away. Alright? So either you can run away by moonwalking. Someone was making these comments Wednesday. I'm sorry for the background sound. I hope it's not too loud. So I someone was making this comment that you will have to learn to moonwalk when you try to run away, to not get this hamstring applied to you, which will make you, 50% movement snare. It's quite a lot. But I'm curious to see how that plays out in situation and to see if it will be enjoyable or unpleasant. Yeah, I'm wondering how it will plays out also for the dungeon exit, when we do the method of running instead of clearing up the when you have finished the long dungeon run and we're done finally, the sunlight, oh my god, but you still have all those mob in front, and until now you could just run through them. So, but yeah, I know that Undone is doing a lot of things to avoid exploits. It sounds like it might be pretty rough without a sprint mechanic. Yeah, I think there's a speed potion that will be able to be crafted too. So the speed potion will be very, very precious. Very useful. Everyone drink a speed potion. Let's rush. Let's go. So we will have to see how that plays out and if it's an improvement or not. I don't think the speed potion is in game yet too. So let's continue with the anti-exploit things. Last week we introduced tech that when an NPC cannot reach you, they become invulnerable to all hits. Okay, so that's to avoid exploit where you pull a lot of mob, you put yourself on a rock and you can still hit them. So this week we're adding an ability called Undone's Wrath that damages the player for 10% of their max health after they have been unreachable for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds have passed, the player will be hit for 20% of their max health and so on. When this effect hits you, it will show in your combat log along with a chat notification that the NPC cannot reach you. So this is really anti-cheat, anti-exploit. You cannot go out of reach from mobs and kill them from afar. So curious to see how that plays out as well. Hello Cedric, Sky, hi. It's just good tactic to get on a rock to avoid getting attacked by a wolf. Yes and no, I don't know. It's a tactic, but at the same time it's kind of an exploit, right? It's just so but that's the kind of things, if you guys find this sad that you enjoy that aspect of the game, that you had fun, it's something that you will have to give feedback on, and you can absolutely give a feedback over here. Well, there's a lot of patch notes, right? You can give a feedback there, or you can open a new thread about that. That's why we have those discussions, is so you can say what you think about this. So if you say, oh, but I really enjoyed that aspect of the game, I thought it was interesting, yeah, and so there, the discussion will be at least open, and everyone can participate to it and put their input into it. The last things that have been changed for the NPCs, humanoid NPC now gain charge for 10 seconds, which is a plus 50 movement speed when they initially acquire target. This should liven up pulse and make you think twice before running through a group of humanoid NPCs. I'm wondering if it's not also an anti-cheat ability for when you rush, you know, to reach the door of the dungeon. Like, because you think about this plus this, that could be really nasty. You're rushing through a pack of mob, and then they charge you and hamstring you. And then you fucked up. We will have to try during this weekend to try to pass through the pack of mobs and see how it works. Welcome back, Triple J. Jana is saying, it is different when you are on a rock and have one wolf than when you pull half of a mob there. Yeah, I think that's... well, the thing is that when you have things that are exploitable, you always have to work with that, because you know, okay, some players will go and abuse the system. Some players might just use it as a nice little strategy, time to time, occasionally, like that. But then you will have people that want to be level 50 next week, and they will abuse the system and sit there on their rock and pulling, etc. And so that's always the balance to find, etc. I don't know, Smartbone. Probably the same time than every other day or other stream. The beta is going to open in 2 hours from now and 15 minutes. So that's why I'm doing those show on the Friday now, because it will be basically when the stream ends, the server is open. Or so it should. So I will be playing before the stream open, the server open, and I will be alone in the game for an hour. And then the server open, and we can meet in game. And then I will have something else to do, so I will have to drop the stream. And I can read someone else, maybe, that of the community that will be streaming. Who knows? We will see. Alright, so I've been reading all of this. That was nice. There was something else that I wanted to check here. No, I think that's all important. Ah, something really nice. 3 Chevron mob now drop more loot. Ah, everyone will be satisfied with this, right? Cedric improved IE would help mitigate a lot of exploit. Humanoid with range attack and able to jump and climb on that rock. Animal beast. Yeah, but I can promise you that Undone is really working his ass off all the time. And that the AE for the mobs is something really dear for him. So it's working a lot about that. And changing, all those change are done a little bit in that area. But I'm not a coder, honestly, so I'm just, you know, I'm not as smart as he is. So I'm not sure I will be the right person to really argue with that. But I know that it's tweaking the intelligence of our AI NPCs, and I think that it's quite impressive when you compare it to some other game. Well, I was kind of impressed myself, because for a game done like this, it's pretty good. It could be better, of course, but it's already nice. Remember that it's a one-man job. Huh? There's only Undone working on that, so he's doing the work of a full team by himself. So the new zone, we have a new beast, the basilic, and people really enjoy the basilic. I've not seen them in game myself yet. And so a new creature has been spotted in Dryfoot, the basilic. This little guy is about a waist high, and is ready to eat your innards. And in animation speed, audio, and abilities are heavy work in progress. And then some of the new stuff. So that's a work in progress. So Undone is always doing this in the patch notes, is showing everything that is being worked on currently and that will be implemented soon. So we have 4 different zones that are being worked on right now: Red Shore, Highlands, Gorge, and Grizzle Peak. Grizzle Peak is super gorgeous. It looks like the French Alp or the Italian Alp, it doesn't matter. It's look like the Alp. It's really beautiful with giant mountain. I do have some screenshots of them in my slideshow. So 2 dungeon, it's probably the next content that we will have. They are being laid out. And then we have the new NPCs, Bear, Elk, and Spider model. The Spider is already implemented. The other one are waiting soon. And then the Ashen Creature varieties that you have seen in the video. You have seen the beer, the Ashen beer. It's part of the trailer. That's going to be soon implemented in game as well. So that's going to be really exciting. Some other things that's very interesting. So quests and tech NPCs, etc. are also in the work. And of course the new clothing and armor. So look at this. Can we click on that? No? Ah, that one we can click. Look at this beautiful beer armor. That's going to be really nice. I can be a beer shaman. Ah. You cannot see that one closer. So that's the new leather chests. Something important. So here we have the great crafting simplification. That's going to happen next week. And that's why we will have a character wipe. Yay! Bellister, hello! How are you doing? Can I fall off the Alps? Oh yeah, you can probably fall from a lot of points. How things are going for you? It's really nice to see you. Cheers, friends. Cheers. So what's very important, I'm going to read this crafting things, and we will be talking a lot more about that next week, obviously. But it's quite important because a lot of our plans, we had been forced to simplify them after seeing the player tested the game and see their inventory super packed with plenty of different material. So to alleviate that problem and the inventory space problem, which is annoying for everyone, we have to simplify things. So let's read this. The past few weeks, we have been mulling over improvement to gathered material and think we have come up with a solution that will provide so much needed clarity to the system. We are calling it the Great Crafting Simplification. The goal for the redesign are as follow. Reduce the overall number of harvested and crafted material, leather specifically. So instead of having a rabbit carcass, a bear carcass, a boar carcass, and a wolf carcass, and a raccoon carcass, and a crocodile carcass, and a female dog carcass, and a male elk carcass, you see the problem, I think. You will have some tiers of material, some type of material, and so it will be taking a lot less space in your inventory. So reduce the overall number of harvested and crafted material. Structure material progression in a consistent way across all professions. More slowly introduce material variation to players. This also doubles to alleviate inventory space issue for newer players. Have a stronger material vertical progression. So we're not ready to go into the detail of this change yet, but next week I expect some larger change. Change so large in fact that it will require character wipe. So here, this is something also quite important, and I think this is something I've been talking to your stream specifically, Tsunami, when you were like, oh yeah, I like this crushing and thingy and blah blah. I say, this is going to change. This is going to change. So we are planning to drop the per damage type for hit and penetration, which will clear up a number of redundant feeling stats. The rough plan is as follows. Damage split is up into 100, 200 range, ember and mental. Hit universal applies to all damage type. Penetration universal applies to all damage type. The overall gist is switching from slashing, crushing and piercing to 100, 200 and range, and stripping the subcategory for hit and pen. More detail on this refactor when it goes closer to deployment. So yeah, hey Rev, hello, nice to see you. Hope you're doing good. But it is done for good, because at the moment a lot of new players give us a feedback that they understand nothing to what their ability is doing, and so we need to find a way to give a proper message about what's going on. And the tooltips are going to be revamped, because at the moment they're a little bit messy. But yeah, that's a good, that's kind of important. All right, so the Regent upgrade system. So this is something that will be... I'm not going to read about this, but this is a work in progress. So it's pretty interesting. If you guys want to read all of the notes about what's going to happen, here's the link. And if you don't want to read all of the notes, let me pull very fast. I need to do that to be sure that I'm not doing any mistakes. Need to find the video from Alice. Where is the video of Alice? There. All right. So in that video, Alice is reading the patch notes. So if you don't want to read them yourself, well, she's doing it for you, and she has a very pleasant voice, so you will not be disappointed. Rav is saying, pretty sure the slashing, crushing, etc. was just text and didn't really affect the skill. Positional bonus are real too. I think the positional bonuses are much more interesting. It's kind of the only game that is doing that, right? So something I forgot to speak about, which is quite important, some of the new stuff, is the new open dungeon. Where it is? I don't find it. Ah, there it is. Dry Food Stronghold. So that's in Dry Foods. And that's the reason why this week and this weekend, if you want to be boosted, you just have to ask. I will be there to boost you a lot. That will be my job this weekend, most of the time. I've spent my whole Wednesday night not playing the game at all. I even didn't saw a single basilic because I was boosting people. You got dinosaur in Embers? Not dinosaur. But we got more interesting things, you will see. You will see, you will discover that. Now, we are not going to spoil everything, but you have little basilic like that. They kind of look like dinosaur, right? Are they dinosaur? Maybe. In any case, so the new dungeon, Dry Food Stronghold, which I would like to discover, it's tailored for player 2025. Part 1 of a new overland dungeon is now open for business in Dry Food. It's currently named Dry Food Stronghold. It's likely a place or older name. And it's located in the south of the zone. It is the Marauder camp, not the actual fortress. The actual fortress is still closed. Spawn in this region our first pass, expect further iteration based on feedback. So it is kind of a zone in the zone, so to speak. This is something we had to do because the zone of Dry Food is so large that we could not heavily populate it due to plenty of technical things. So we decided to make the two strongholds a subzone, so to speak. So it's an open dungeon. It's not instance yet, it's public, but you have to go and pass through it. Like, it was not the original plan, but it's better for the population of the zone. And that's something that you guys can explore this weekend. And you will just have to ask me to boost your character. So Tsunami, what I will suggest you is to create a second character. And so I will boost that other character if you want to take part of the dry food hype. Otherwise, you need to wait next week for the great wipe, for the great crafting simplification, and start anew and fresh. They don't really know how the testing will happen, if there will be moments where everyone will be boosted or something or not. We will have to see how things goes. In any case, that's all I can say for the patch notes. That's pretty a lot of things that are into the game this week. Next week it's going to be really exciting, and that's yeah, that's a problem. Unity upgrade and no timeline. We really hope that's a problem from Unity, and because Unity is not solving their bug, we cannot upgrade Unity. And what we are hoping for the upgrading Unity: NGI bug fix, rendering bug fix, new decal tech, new skybox. And it's the new skybox mostly we're waiting for, because with our new skybox, there will be a sky system that will allow you to guide yourself more easily. So we don't have a compass in game. You have the map, you have the indication to the north, west, and south on just the map, but you don't know where the north is. But here you will have celestial objects in the sky, which is not the Earth sky, it's a different area in a different world, and that will help you to guide yourself. So if you're observing the star, then you can, with your map and the stars, you can guide yourself and find your way. And that's the game we want, for a player to find their way. And the reason why we don't want to give a compass. Yeah. Yeah, where's the link for the vote things? Rev. Is it because I don't find it anymore. If you find it, Rev, be sure you can link it. Solas, hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you as well. I hope you're doing good. All right. So that's all for the beta things. Now we have. Okay, that's great. Otherwise, I can find it at some point. I just don't have it ready on hand. So another news that we have to discuss about, which is pretty cool, it's all about the music of the game. So the music that you're listening right now, it's of course the music of the game. But we have released the digital album on Bandcamp. So another way to support the studio is to check out our beautiful album, and why not purchasing it? So it's on Bandcamp. It costs $20, but now there's only 16 tracks, but all the tracks will be posted, and there will be 70 tracks at the end. One, they are implemented in game to not spoil them, right? So for now, yeah, there's 16 tracks. That the 16 track you have already in game, but everything, you will not have to purchase album 2, album 3, album 4, etc. So once you have purchased that, you will have access to every track that will be added afterwards. So the author the composer that is making this music is really, really good. He has composed some music for my ASMR channel as well. It's called James Stratton. I never remember his name. It's horrible. But he's great. He's fantastic. And I know that a lot of people have been asking, people that has already pre-ordered the game and they wanted to help the studio further. The only way you can do that is to purchase a key for your friends or to purchase the album, because we're not going to do any cash shop or anything like that. So that's the only possibility that you have. And if any one of you want to do that, that's absolutely fantastic and we're extremely grateful for it. Another really nice thing is the publication of this interview. It has been done in 2 parts. So the first part is over here, but there's the second part that just has been published today. So I don't have it prepared in my tabs because, yeah. And that interview is quite interesting. First, it's super long. So if you want to have all details about the game, the development, but, in depth, and including some information you will not have in any other place about our plan, the past, from where we come from, etc. And that interview has been created by... It's quite an amazing story, because it's people from the website MMORPG, which is international website, but the director-in-chief is from Ukraine and the interviewer was from Russia. And we started this interview when the events started to happen. And so it was quite emotional, because every night we were gathering. It was the team on Discord, not on voice chat, but just chatting to answer to. So he was asking a question. The whole team will discuss the answer, and then Drindin will create the appropriate response to give to the interview. But so it was really a discussion between the whole team where everyone could put their inputs. And so it was a very lengthy process. It took 10 days, I think, to do this interview. It was very, very long. And during the whole interview, the news of the world were more and more dramatic. And so I don't know, it was very sad to see those 2 best friends that were in the opposite camp, so to speak, and they were really invested in that, of course. But if you are interested by knowing all the little secrets of Embers Adrift, it will be an interesting read. If you're not interested by all little secrets, what you can do is to ask me a question and I will answer you directly. So that's the lazy version of it. So there we go. Another things, if you are a new player in Embers Adrift, I've created this thread for you guys to get you started, getting started in Embers Adrift and in our forum. Yay! So that's the nice things. So you have here, you want to know more about Embers Adrift, you have linked towards my videos. Or about the Dev Roundtable playlist on YouTube. Or Embers Adrift First Look by the YouTuber Vulcan. So everything is linked for you very easily. You can just click, 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 and it's done. And if you prefer reading over watching video, check out this very complete interview on MMORPG.com, which is not the one I'm talking about. It's another one that has been done. Published on the same website, but it was not the same journalist. Get to know our community. Our community is very active on Discord, so I hope that link is working. If it's not working, I have to check it out and make it work. We do have an international forum and channel on Discord for German, French, and Spanish communities. We are ready to extend it to more language if requested. We're organizing communication and moderation to the best of our capacity with the help of Google Translate. Please be forgiving with language mistake. I'm actually the one moderating all those forums and Discord, and I can only speak French. I don't speak Spanish and I don't speak German, but I still can more or less sort of guess if my Google translation is alrightish. However, if it's Russian, I will never be able, because we were thinking about adding a Russian channel too, but we wanted to see how it was working first with those three languages before to add more, especially a language that I really have no idea. I cannot read it. I know nothing about it. No, because Smartbone, that's a too small community. And generally they know English. So if it's requested by people, then fine. But generally, well, German, French, and Spanish already has been requested. So we already had request. And Russian as well. Which is why, but Russian we're waiting a little bit. Because, yeah. I want to be sure to see how things develop and how we can handle this first. So feel free to introduce yourself there. So Twitch TV, that's already some I've done. I try to promote the people that are content creator and that are covering our game. So this post has been done before you started, Tsunami. I'm sorry, you're not in there, but I can edit that later on. But here you have Alice. She's really good and she's very knowledgeable about the game because she has been testing it for the longest time. Feldons Gaming, Longtooth, Voxan, which is German. So that's for the German community. And Pant, which just joined it, that's originally an EverQuest streamer. It's pretty good, etc. And he's really enjoying the game. I could add Moreland TV as well. We joined it last week, and I think that's because of him that Tsunami is here. Moreland TV also really enjoyed the game, which was very nice. We had a private tour with him first, where we show him a little bit the rope of the game, etc. And then he jumped in by himself, and yeah, he seems to enjoy that. So get started as a beta tester. Be sure to join our Discord server. Check out Alice Blue tutorial for new players video. It's a very nice tutorial. The written guide here with a few tips and tricks. Role and spec overview by Atrion. That's all community member, by the way. List of comments in game by Alice Blue. List of rage and drop by Alice Blue. And list of crafting material by Raven Wolf. So be sure to use the report command for fast feedback and bug reports. Use the LFG tool or the global channel. And now I need to add that you have to type /global before you can type your message, because you don't have access to those channels by default like it was before, due to mistakes, awkwardness, and spam. And I'm very sad because it's really annoying me to have to type /global before each and every one of my message. It's make my life harder, but it's a sacrifice that was needed. And a lot of people are very happy about it, so I guess I will just have to suck it up. So Embers Adrift can absolutely be played solo, but truly shine with a group. If you are a more social, less shy player, we are encouraging you to take a leader role and set up groups for players that are more timid and do not dare to see groups. That's very important. Because with how the MMORPG industry have gone the last years, or decades, we can even say, people have started to be less and less used to group up with people and to make friends with people in games. It's like with the pandemic, everyone got enclosed in their home for 2 years. So it's harder to get out of your home and to, to do your groceries and to make friends in the streets or to go to a bar. There are a lot of people that are going back to bars and restaurants after the pandemic. I've not been in a restaurant or a bar since the pandemic ended, even if it's allowed now. So I think it's like this cabin syndrome, I think. Forest cabin syndrome or cavern syndrome, I don't remember the name now. But when you are forced to stay inside and to unsocialize, it's a lot harder to socialize. And so the MMORPG community do suffer a little bit from that aspect because we have been so used to matchmaking system. Oh, I can do all my quests by myself. That people do not know how to do anymore, or they don't dare to do it. So the people that are a little bit more courageous or more social or feel like doing it, they really need to take a leader role and to show up to people, hey, this is how we do. This is why, since the beta started, I've taken a great deal of time during my weekends. So I'm working the week and I'm also working the weekend to be sure that people will get used to, oh, this Elloa is back and she's doing a group, all right. And then sometimes I'm setting up the group, I play a little bit with the people and I leave the group. I play a bit by myself, I take a break and then I organize another group. But those guys are already together. And we will need people that are kind of building up the community, that are shaping it, that are encouraging others to jump in and to take that role. It will be important because there's a great deal of re-education to do. And all the people that never play an EverQuest game or, never played games in the 2000s, they will need to be introduced to that style because they don't know it. They never had the chance to experiment it. And so we need to show them and to teach them. It will not come naturally otherwise. Cabin fever, maybe it's that. It's an official term for, when you don't dare to go out because you have been forced to be secluded for too long. And it becomes very, very hard and very anxiolytic to go out. So there it is. I wanted to share one last thing. It's a thread, which I find quite interesting. Speaking about the Sentinel weekend skill. Okay, it's just for about one class and one skill. But the whole discussion is much more interesting because we're really discussing about how the people can understand the stats and the combat and the tooltip of their spells and what it does. And I find there was this, and that's what I wanted to show. This one is quite interesting, and I will need to enlighten it and put it somewhere. This is a summary of what your stat means. So plus damage, increase damage. Yeah, makes sense. Plus hit, increase the probability of heavy crits, while simultaneously decreasing your chance at glance or miss. So that's quite easy. Plus hit, it's your ability to hit the target. Penetration, less of your damage is absorbed by the targets. So if the target has a lot of armor, you have more penetration, you can, go through the armor. That's why you need to... those terms are actually very visual. When you think about what it does, plus damage, yeah, it's easy to see. Plus hit, okay, I hit better, so I hit better. And penetration, I penetrate better. I penetrate through the armor, through the body, etc. Thank you so much, Triple J. That would be very nice. It will be absolutely fun to play with you. I will be streaming tomorrow some Embers Adrift. So Tsunami is saying, I'm really hoping to get more Embers Adrift group growing. It really does bring back a more friendly, party-oriented feeling for game. And that's exactly the goal with Embers Adrift. That's what we want to build up with this game. And all of our gameplay mechanic are created with that endeavor. So even the way we balance the classes between each other is to really encourage collaboration and cooperation with players. And rather than pure balance, like other games need to do for PvP or for competitive PvE, in our case, it is more not are those classes as powerful as each other, but are more, can they team up well together, basically. That's the idea behind it. And everything else, from all aspects of the game, it's really made so people are encouraged without being forced, but really encouraged, like pushed, motivated to play with a group. You're playing by yourself? Well, you can, but you will have a hard time to get a higher level target. You cannot go in the stronghold. You want to go in the stronghold? You need to make friends. You want to farm those regions that are on the spiders? Well, the spiders by yourself, that might be a little difficult. Maybe you need to bring some friend to farm those regions. So yeah, damage, hit, pen, that's fine. Resist, reduce the incoming damage. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. And resilience, chance to not die when you hit 0 HP. Quite interesting. Oh, the spiders, they are horrible, Ballister. Not as awful than the rats. The rats are worst. But the spider are really bad. Right, Tsunami? See. The spiders, not for the solo adventure. And I can't wait to see the spider boss. I need to see if I can find the image. Because I will try to find the image. Because it's not an official. So I need to dig up on some stuff. That's our spiders. The boss spiders. Implemented in game. Can't wait to see it. Look at this. Look at this creature. Let's see if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? Oh, yes. Look at that. Such a nice spider. You see what there's on the back of the spider? So you better to not be an arachnophobe with the spiders. Yes. Oh, his baby pie. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. You really like the spiders, Ballister, I remember. That will be a nice spider queen for you. Or a spider concubine. Maybe. Not a spider queen. A concubine. A spider with more spider on its back. Yeah. It's fast working. Yeah. But that's going to be nice. Alright. That's all I have for the discussion for today. This was quite long, actually. Longer than I expected. So, one person you need to follow for more Embers Adrift stuff. It's our friend here present, Mr. MT Tsunami. Tsunami was streaming Embers Adrift on the Sunday. Yay! But it's also streaming other stuff. But the Sunday, that's the important day. The Sunday, it's Embers Adrift. No, of course. I had a lot of fun playing with you. It was really cool. Rav is saying, would be cool if they wrap you in a web cocoon and the other in the party have to hit you to break out. Oh yes, Elder Scrolls Online is doing that as well, in many different fights, and it's kind of nice. The beer is a fire tongue. That's our Ember beer. It has been corrupted by the Ember. And the model is actually sun beer. So that, or yeah, we wanted to have our beer a little bit different. So they are not the regular grizzly beer, but it's a sun beer. That's why they have this long tongue. And I think that's the Ember version is also. What's very fun, it's Rob, one of our artists, come up with that idea for fun. You know, hey guys, look at this, I did that for fun. It's wow, this is so cool, yeah. And so there we go. That's a little secret I'm telling you. So I will be streaming some of the game for an hour, more or less. Let me calculate, because I have a rendezvous, but I need to calculate it in CST. So it's 1 central, so plus 7, it's 8. Okay, yes. All right. So we have a little bit of time. Oh, then I'm logging immediately. That's not what I meant to do. I needed to show you my different characters, because they are going to be wiped. Okay, I'm on the roads. Okay, I don't remember. I have no memory of this. Okay, that's my brigand, which is level 13 only? I have not even reached... No, seriously. Yeah, only 13. I have not even reached 14. But I've not been cheating. I've not been cheating at all with this character. And we are going to do a little tour in my banks to show you all the things that will be gone next week. So you will know that all that things are going to... So it's no point into doing crafting anymore this week, because all the crafting will be gone. Sad. All this work. Well, that's what happened during a beta, right? You need to expect character wipes. They are not doing just for fun. They're really doing for good reason. But I will be able to boost my character to visit some of dry food, and I will probably do that. Because otherwise I will never be able to do any of this. But I was thinking about showing you the 3 different specs of the Defender. If you're interested into that, or it could be something else. But here we are circulating in New Haven, North New Haven, beyond the wall, or just beyond the wall. The wall is over here. What we could do is go and check the spider boss, because I can do a spider command, a GM command to not be killed, and so we can go deep into the dungeon and have no problem visiting it. And see if there's a spider boss, and see how it looks like. What do you say about that? Will that please you? Reported for cheating. Well, I can. Ah. Alright, so one of the big change also that was implemented last week is the bank. It's quite important. Now you have your personal stash that you can find in every camp where there is a stash. But your cross-character stash, your account stash, it's only findable at the gate of New Haven So you have one bank in North New Haven on that side of the wall, and you have another bank on South New Haven on the other side of the city. Those banks will be in the city in future, but the city is not going to be shown before the release of the game. Okay, I can put some arrows because I don't have arrows anymore. Glad that I have crafted so many of them. Yeah, so I'm using the accounts bank to exchange materials with my characters. So I have this character is a harvester, so I'm hunting and I'm doing forestry. So she gathered all the materials, she dropped them here, and then I have a character which is crafter, and she will use that afterwards. Hey, Tisme! You don't always get to catch the streams. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome. It's very nice to see you. We were thinking about going, or I was thinking. No one did oppose to my suggestion. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm using a cheat code that will I will not be targeted by mobs, basically. Right? I cannot kill them. Of course, if I'm attacking them, they will kill me, but otherwise I will not aggro them. Okay? So that's not how the game is supposed to be played, of course. But the reason why I'm doing this is so we can explore an area that will be dangerous and where I could not fight by myself. And we want to discover the new spider model. Well, this is the spider forest. Like you can see on the map. It's the area which is always gray. I don't know what I... Okay, so I'm cheating right now in the game. Hello, Inea, by the way. Yes, they kind of camouflage in the forest, but they are usually jumping on you. And they run super fast. It's because I have a no target. They don't target me. And then you go from the trees. And you have some that pop from the trees as well. But, of course, I cannot show you that right now. Because I'm just, you know, cheating. Bark spiders, that's the one that jump from trees. Hulking spiders, that's the one that have a very big defensive mode where you cannot really hit them very well while they have this mode. And then you have the blight spiders. I think they are, well, poisoning you and... Well, wait, what's that? I know, yeah, okay, that's box. I like all those spider web on the tree. It's pretty cool, right? And then you have the spider cave. So we are going in the spider cave. And I'm wondering... No, that's not the spider cave, Elloa. Yeah, that's the spider cave. Well, you see, it's not super clear where the spider cave entrance is, right? So you have to know where it is to see it. I like it because it's kind of discreet. So you have to know where it is. No, I have not, Ballister. It's true. Everyone has started. Yeah. You were wondering why the spider were leaving me alone. Yes, I'm going in cheat mode here, just so we can explore a little bit. I like to show things special during the Friday stream because I'm by myself. The server are closed, and there's no... Wait, that's just what we have? Oh, I'm disappointed. So there's no spider boss here. I wanted to show a spider boss. But I have an idea. I think I know where we can find one. The only thing is that I'm not really sure where it is. I will have to do more cheating. Okay, ready for more cheating? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I'm doing a lot of cheating, yeah? But no one can see the line of secret code I'm using. All right, let's go. Let's do a little nice tour in the zone. Woo! So I am going to Meadowlands. And how are you doing, Drindin? By the way, everyone, if you don't know who Drindin is the sorry, let me do this again. Drindin, the executive producer of Embers Adrift and the lore master. Hello, hi. Aren't all the spider mini boss in Embers Adrift? Well, they are not supposed to be mini boss. They're supposed to be just mobs, but they are hearts. Are they as hard as boss? Maybe. But Embers Adrift is not an easy game, you know? It's a challenging game, that's the point. So you have to team up with your friends and to find the best strategy. Hey Gwen, how are you doing? So, where is the... I think I've been to the spider dungeon, so I need to redo my codes. Alright, to make this zone to the maximum beauty of... because it's a very beautiful zone. But it's even more beautiful when you push your computer a little bit further. So I may be lagging a little bit. I don't know, I've put it already, so that's good. Oh, it's nice, the performance are really good this week. Really good. So I think the spider dungeon is over here, no? I stumbled upon it once by mistake. I think it's somewhere here in Toast Mountain. It's at least it's in that direction. Smartbone, there was an old medieval video I played back in the early 2000s. One of the boss was a huge forest spider queen. We had to weaken her by spraying poison gas. Were you playing in multiplayer that game, or was it a solo game? So it is a very beautiful zone, but we're going to cheat a little bit to go a little bit faster. I'm not exaggerating and I'm not doing it too fast. But here you can really see the beautiful landscape at a higher speed. Here, in this area, there's a lot of mist, usually. Yeah, there's a lot of mist. And so you do have mist crawler, of course, which are creator of the mists. So if you go a little bit further, you're out of the mist. The mist can really... it's more disorienting than the darkness. So I do believe that the spider dungeon is over there. Because over here we have the wolf den by the river. Yeah, it might be even here. I'm just trying to not take too much shortcut because I will go behind the decor, you know? That's we don't want to do. I want to go faster, but I want to keep it normal, you know? Torch are useless in thick fog and you can't see the star to guide you. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you have the fog all the time, even during the day, so you don't have any respite. So the area in fog, well, they're in fog forever. I think it's over here. So here we have a little camp, no? Where you can see the valley from here. Very nice. You see this area, how big it is? Meadowland is gigantic. I'm following the road. Yes, there we go. There we go. We are in the right area. So I am, yeah, jumping down. And you see those spikes here? These are embers as well. It's like an ember pillar of some sort, and it's lightly shining during the night. It's really beautiful. That's a nice rock. Interesting. So this is one of the open dungeon of the area. So you have the embering not too far by the tower where you can rest and gather your group. Here's some wood. Not gathering it because it's pointless. Now that our character are going to be wiped. Hey, Daddy After Dark. Hello, hello. I'm not French, huh? It's very important. I'm not from France. It's an important detail. That thing you can mine that. Ah, that's why. Okay. Well, I've never been so far in crafting. Crafting, I've been mostly hunting and forestry. So we're going to see if there's a spider boss. Cultured American, hi! This game is Embers Adrift. It's a game currently in beta, developed by an indie studio called Stormhaven Studio, which is composed of 11 developers. We are creating a game that brings back the feels of tabletop adventuring and first generation of MMORPG like EverQuest, Vanguard, Star Wars Galaxy, Dark Age of Camelot. It's a group-based game. I am the community manager, and right now I am playing by myself using cheat codes, so the mobs cannot target me. And so we can visit an open dungeon and discover if the new spider boss is present over here, but apparently it's not. Maybe. Hello, Ritter vom Gitter. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Yep, that's the game. You can have all information. Thank you so much, Sigvaldi-san. That's super sweet. Thank you, Yana. Oh, you're super awesome. Daddy After Dark. I'm not from Quebec, Canada. I'm from Belgium. But that's okay, you know, I'm not offended by any of that. So that's the big spider cave. Will we have the spider boss? I want to see the spider boss. Maybe it's not spawners. That's just a big one, it's not a boss. Maybe in Central Vein. Otherwise, we will have to discover that by ourselves during the weekend. We will have to go make a group and go play here and defeat a lot of spiders and see if the boss is popping. Because it's maybe not there with me just hanging around like that. No. Disappointment. This whole cave needs to be ablaze and purified by fire. Well, feel free to join me tomorrow. I can organize a group and I can boost everyone because it's the last weekend before the great wipe for the great crafting simplification. So we can organize a little expedition over there. But I don't think there's any boss at the moment. Ah, it's sad. I wanted to see the creator in 3D moving and everything. So we'll have to wait for later. Yeah. All right, but that was interesting to join here, this place. Very dangerous if you don't have a cheat code, even, of course. That's an interesting question. As we have failed at finding the spider boss, I can show you that. I can show you the character creation. You can go as nice. I've never been here. Yeah, you hear all that noise? I'm sorry, it's my son doing stuff in his room. It's cleaning his room. It was a very nice view. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. My character near the ember pillar. Look at this pillar. So big, so huge. Yeah, I'm going to... It's very scenic as well. The light is nice. I like it. All right. So what are the different classes? So the only problem is I have already my 3 slots already taken. So I have a defender, a striker, and a supporter. Each of those classes have a little icon, and you have an emote about that here in this channel. So that's my defender. So I'm going to take her. And I'm going to show you what a defender, because you have 3 base role: defender, striker, supporter. So basically the role tank, the role DPS, and the role heal. Easy to guess what it is. And every of those 3 roles have 3 different subclass in which you can specialize at level 6, so pretty early into the game. And you can select your class, and that class is kind of a combination of your base role, defender, together with something else. So let's get, for instance, here I am in South New Haven. The night is falling. It is the sunset. We have the windmill over here. We're in the field. It's a very peaceful area. This is my little defender, and so I'm going to show you. I am a juggernaut. So the juggernaut is the defender archetype together with the striker. Therefore, I'm a tank that does a little bit more damage. So I will be a more damaging tank, ideal for off-tanking. What are my abilities? Breach, which is piercing. So I inure the armor of my target. Very, very nice. That one is AoE taunt. So that's pretty good for, well, helping to recuperate the mobs that are not on the main tank. That will be no time to die. 100% resilience. So that means that I will not fall into combat if my HPs arrive to 0. That will be collateral damage. So it's a hostile AoE, which is piercing to health to 2 targets. It's a conal thing. Unstoppable. Oh yes, that's something. It doesn't cost stamina, I think. No, only 5%. And it does 100% to incoming status resist, movement, stun, haste, etc. And the last one is brace, 80 to incoming damage resist, etc, etc. But if I could forget this. I can forget. Yeah, I'm forgetting the Juggernaut. I could take the Knight. Knight is defender and supporter. So there we go. What do we have? Yes, there's absolutely a bow class. Well, the thing is, you don't really need the weapon are not really related to the class. The weapon are related to your role. So the defender has 3 sets of weapon: the polearm, the sword and shield, or mace and shield, and the last one is a double, like a big maul. While the striker, which is the DPS, has access to bow, access to dual wield, so 2 swords, for instance, or also 2-hander, but then instead of being a big hammer, it will be a big axe, for instance. So there's no magic in this game. It's a scientific game. It's low fantasy. So magic is anything that's magical is not called magic in the game. It's called alchemy. It's natural power. It's nothing subnatural. It's there's a very grounded lore around it, and you can tap into that power in some occasion, but it's kind of rare. So you will not have your classical sorcerer in this game. The healer are healing with bandage and salve and medicine and potion, not really with spells. Well, it doesn't really change anything because you don't have to be just next to your target when you're healing. So you're like, yeah, you're casting some medicine. Take some medicine, but you see what I mean. No one is going to be lobbing fireball into the spider cave anytime soon. Not really, no. But that being said, the alchemical system that will come into place in your abilities, because there will be that at some point, it's not implemented into the game yet, but some abilities, I'm going to take another character than this one. Because here she's only level 6, she's not really good. I will take my striker, and also I'm not really good with defender. Maybe I will take my supporter, so you can see what I mean. Alright. So I have this one. This one is my supporter. Yeah, I understand, but yeah, we don't really have mage and caster in this game. We are going with a different route. Not the way you're used to in other games. So that's my healer. So my heal, it's the first aid. But, well, I cannot heal the guards, but you can see the range of your spell. So you see the range of my spell, even though it's a heal, it's kinda... I don't have to be... I'm bandaging you, I need to be next to your face. So at first we had the idea of doing it that way, but it's not convenient, it's not really fun. So there we go. So if you want to be ranged, a ranged healer, you can use a crossbow. So each role, like I say, have 3 different set of weapon, and the supporter have a staff. You can really play like a monk. There we go. You have the crossbow, and the other one is a banner. Well, I don't have one in my bag, but you will see most people playing with it. It's a banner and a one-hander. But each weapon has positional advantages. So, here, I'm going to target this bear. Okay? You can see here the position of my target. Can already see, oh, I'm on the side. Here, I'm on the back. See, I'm on the back. Oh, I'm in front. You can really see how you are. And so you can see each weapon has a bonus. The staff has a bonus when it's facing. You have plus 30 hits if you're facing your target. So the staff will be the ideal weapon as a supporter when you're playing solo. If you're not playing solo and you have your tank in your group, it makes no point to use a quarterstaff because it doesn't have a bonus on the side. The crossbow has a bonus on the side, plus 5 damage, or on the back, plus 15 hits. So if you place yourself on the back with a crossbow, you will have this little bonus here. Your roll also have a positional bonus. The supporter, when it's on the side, it has plus 5 armor damage, and when it's on the back, it has plus 3 armor damage. Okay, so the 3 different roles for the supporter is duelists, which have AoE heal, sentinel, that's what I am, that has hot, and warlords that bring some aura. So healing aura, restorative aura, buffing aura of all kinds. Yeah, your bag is your bag. But then you have your bank. And you also have, that's important because it's part of your inventory, you have your region pooch. The region are what's using and modifying some spells. So, for instance, First Aid is modified by Crude Salve. So this salve is giving me 5 more heal to my first head. So, and we were speaking earlier about alchemy and magic, or the equivalent of magic. So the way to use magic in this game, magic was this, will be to empower your regents with Ember. And then you will have magical effects or alchemical effects to your spells, to your abilities, that can give this flavor of something supernatural. But you will have to work for it. It's not something, oh, I'm a mage, so I can use magic. That doesn't happen. You will have to learn, you will have to discover the secret of the ember, you will have to farm it, and then have your regent. Hello, Ritter vom Gitter. You can only play as humans. I'm going to show you the character creation in a moment. We only have one race. But you can be all kind of human. Look at mine. I'm super cute. I look like a hobbit. I'm a teeny little human. I'm the smallest one you can do. I'm very thin, teeny and cute. No microtransaction in the game. No, absolutely not. It's going to be a subscription based. And because we don't want to have microtransaction. Microtransaction, first, you basically, when you have a game, you have 2 possibilities. The MMORPG need to have revenue, because otherwise you cannot continue to work, you cannot pay your employee, you cannot continue to provide content, etc. It's not a finished game where you've done, then it's good, you have sale, it's nice. No, you have to have a flow of money that come. So you have 2 different ways to get this money. Either you will have it through a subscription, or you will have through microtransaction. If you have a subscription model, it's a paywall, so to speak. So some people might not want to play your game because they have to pay a subscription for it. But the advantage of having that is everyone paid the same thing to have absolutely the same content. It's the most democratic system that you can have. And it's the fairest to the player. Of course, it costs you a certain amount of money, everyone. But you will have access to all of the content of the game, and there is no strategy to make you purchase more stuff. When you have a microtransaction system, and when the game is free to play or buy to play once, and after you don't have a subscription, plenty of players will play the game for free. But some player will pay much more than their monthly subscription, or the equivalent of a monthly subscription. And that's the model is based on that. Okay, plenty of players are going to play for free, but some player will pay a lot. They will use their money in the microtransaction, and you can have a very fair cash shop with only cosmetic item, and there's no pay to win aspect to it at all, nothing controversial. Or you can have very shadowy cash shop with strategy in game where you need to grind, so you really want to have the experience potion and to push player to purchase those microtransactions. And in any case, when you do a microtransaction shop, you need to put and invest a part of your resource into creating merchandise and strategy to push player, to convince player to purchase your merchandise. Either you will have to make really super cool, fancy items that are super beautiful, so people want to buy them so they look cool, or you will have to find strategy so your gameplay is boring, so people are bypassing it with potion and scrolls and whatever you want. So you have those two models, and I'm not judging any of them. It's two different ways of doing, and we have choose because it fit us better, it fit our game better, it fit our ethic better, and also our means. We have a small team. We don't have the occasion of having two developers creating merchandise to put in a store. Simple as that. There we go. So, this is the bank. I wanted to show because I'm answering several questions at the same time. So here, my bank, at first it was just 6 rows, and I have increased. This is the shared bank that I have between my character. So this is the way where you can store your crafting materials, or you can store some money, etc., and pass it through your alt. If you have a character that is a gatherer, which is my case, my striker is my gatherer. So I drop all of my crafting material, and then this little girl is my crafter, and she can make potion out of my crafting materials. And that's my personal stash that I have not increased so much. But if I pay 10 silver, tada, I have an additional row. All right, character creation now. So at the moment, the game is only coming into English, Ritter vom Gitter. But that's a question of me. If the game is successful, we have a lot of requests, and we have the possibility to invest into localization. We certainly will do it. This is just because we're a small team. We cannot plan all of that. We need to be sure that we have the people that play the games and that subscribe for the games, and then we can discuss about localization, but not before. I will certainly, yeah, okay, now you can see that this magnificent place is very dark. First, we have, wait, we can go a little bit further. You will see that this is glooming. Look at that. It's shining, it's ember. That's all of the secret of this game is all about the Ember. And that's not what I wanted to do. I'm so sorry, guys. I needed to show you the character creation. I apologize. I got distracted. Daddy After Dark, I'm the community manager. Yes, I'm part of the studio. I've been working since 2016 on this game. Mostly creating content, taking care of the community, but not only exclusively. I'm also part of some of the design discussion and the lore. So what's very nice in this game is that you can, because you know we don't have a cash shop, all right? So you don't have to pay $10 to remake your character to your liking. You can just go in game here in the selection screen and edit your appearance for free. No in-game money, no nothing. So here's my girl. She's relatively small. Well, she could have a bit of more muscle. So that's how I made her. You can see her face. At the moment, we do not have the face structure customization. That will come later. But we do have already some personalization through makeup, face paint, all kind of face paint, and freckles, of course. We need freckles in the game. It's very important. Look, on a dark skin, the freckles are so beautiful. I love it. It's like she got plenty of stars in her face. So I really am a fan of freckles. So we are going to put her the freckles too. And of course the eyebrow as well. All right. Hey, she should not have those one. That's my eyebrow. Thank you. All right. So now let me show you a little bit better. Here's a guy. We can keep it with a medium tone so you have, you know, something a little bit more neutral. So that's the size, the different silhouettes. And I'm going to put it in middle as well. Everything middle. Okay. So you can have chubby, a little bit chubby. You can see here the muscle tone will do change the aspects of the flesh. Like here he has muscle, but he's still a little bit fat, but you see that he's strong. And here you can see that, you know, like the little flesh, etc. So that's quite interesting. It's just for the body. Here that's thin. Here you can see it very strongly as well. If you're thin and not very muscle, or you have plenty of muscle. More regular shape and super strong. All right, now how you make a dwarf. You want to make a dwarf, but first we need to put a beard. That's the first important thing. And then up, we reduce the size and can make a very strong dwarf or a very chubby dwarf, but that's a dwarf. You made it thin. You have a hobbit instead, or gnome. Okay, we remove the beard. We put the maximum size. You have an elf. There we go. Yes, it is. Look at my beautiful elf. Well, she doesn't have pointy ears. We don't have a special race in the lore or anything like that. We could have, I guess, but that's not what we went for the moment. Here you can have a chubby woman. It's the only game that allows you to have women that chubby. No game allows that. You will not find it. They will always be thinner. A little bit chubby. Very thin. Top model size. Everyone is choosing. Seriously, guys, stop to choose that. It's boring. Or you can be a strong girl. There, and with the size, it does change a lot. So if you want a dwarf woman, a strong dwarf woman, there you go, you got one. Female culture, yeah, that's true. That's true. My bad, Xarashra, the female culture, it has been the only one, but you can not really Yeah, customize it. It's just one race like that. It's not really, but it's true. It's true. And then you can say the panda as well, I guess, in that case. But the game that allow you to choose your body shape, even Elder Scrolls or Star Wars, The Old Republic, you cannot really choose that. That much should be. Voila, so that's the character creation. Oh no, I've not shown you the very interesting part. Let's go back with the guy. Okay, we have our guy here. So that's our hair system. It's a hair system in 3 parts. So this is the top. You can choose different top. And then you have the side, if you want to make him with a ponytail, or with long hair, or with shaved. It's nothing. And then you have the back. If you want a braid, a bun, some dreadlocks, a little tie, or a ponytail. So you see, you can really make some different type of haircuts that can be interesting, including some bizarre ones. You know, if you want to be a samurai. And there's skin colors, of course. The skin color in the menu have been done by a scientist, so they're all exact human skin color, including that one. All right? And that one too. It's real human skin colors. I'm saying that because that one looks maybe strange. No, the haircut are not gendered. The beard are. So you don't have beards for a female, but you have this too. So I could also make a samurai haircut for my girl if I wanted. You know? So you can make... And all of that might be, of course, it's the first iteration of the character selection, so it might improve over time with more addition to it. But you have your other usual things. And so instead of having beard for female, you have makeups. You don't have makeup for guy. I've been already asking if we could have beard and makeup for everyone. But for now, it's just that. No, there is no beard for femme body type. No, I'm sorry. We don't go that far. We're not going that far. It's also important that our game is more low fantasy settings. Yeah, of course, that's my equipment that I have with her. So she's not going to have the default one. Sorry, I cannot show you. But yeah, I kind of like this very thin silhouette. It's kind of nice also. Can make a... That was like me at 12 years old. I have been dreaming to have a twin brother, but not with dreadlocks specifically. But when I was a kid, I imagined that I had a twin brother. He was called Ben. That was the name of my brother. That's a real story, by the way. So yeah, did I wanted to show you something else with this? No, I don't. I think I'm done. I've shown you everything related to the character creation. So what I cannot really show you is the armor style we have. But I will show you in game. So going back to this character because she's in a better place. She really don't have any equipment. But to be fair, at the moment, every person that I've seen doing a female character, I'm the only one not choosing the hourglass silhouette. I've not seen anyone choosing something else. Like, really, guys? Come on. We give you choice. Choose another choice. Don't make that one. I wonder why. Well, yeah, it's a little bit sad because you have a lot of variety of male character. You will see a lot of people making different male character, but with female it's always cute girl. It's never, you know, like I do. I think she's very cute, but not cute to the standard of cute. You know, she's not specifically attractive. She's just cute. And I feel like I'm the only one doing that. People have preference, I know. But it will be fun to see a chubby woman, a strong woman, you know, some other ones. It feels like, you know, we're speaking so much about inclusivity and acceptation of everyone and blah blah blah, body positivity, and here like we give the option, no one is using it. Yeah, I'm mostly making a female character too, but come on. And I'm lagging very much here. I don't know why. Thank you, the guard. Thank you. Because I'm not supposed to lag. So maybe my computer is doing funky stuff. And maybe I should reduce, because that's something I've been, yeah, need to take off that. That will be already better. So I cannot really show you what I wanted to show you for real, not with example, but I can show you the armor system. So you can see that there's some area that are surrounded with a gold little surrounding, and some are not. So we do have a weight, armor weight. I am a supporter. I can have my armor weight at 28 because I'm level 9 and because I'm a supporter and I am a sentinel. So that depends of your level and that depends of your role and of your class. So it can increase over time, so you're not stuck with something like that so low forever. But what it does, it forces you to pick up each piece of armor in the golden area will have some weight. So a cuirass will have between 15 to 30 armor weight, depending if you take a leather one or mail one or plate one. It will be more or less heavy, and therefore, well, I'm 28. So if I find, let's say, 25 cuirass, I will only be able to wear that cuirass, and I will have to remove my bracers and my hat and my boots if I had some, to just have that one piece. So you will have to choose to make a selection of which piece of armor do I want to wear. Each one are put separately. So when you put a spoiler, it's one spoiler. It's not two. It's not a set. Meaning that you can have a character with one spoiler, one bracer, one boot, and it gives this kind of Fallout raider type of armor. You see, completely mismatched. Thank you, Drindin, for sharing the price of the subscription, which will be $15, which will be €30. Hello, Generic GM. Hi, how are you doing? But you were right, Rev. You see, you didn't saw the post, but you guessed it correctly. So it's all good. Well, it's the normal price of anything. So the other piece of armor, like the back, the shirt, the pants, all of that also give you some armor but it doesn't cost any weight. So that's kind of free, you know, and that's what I have right now. I don't have a piece of armor, as you can see. I have just wool glove, I have a shirt, I have a pants, and some boots. I don't really have any protection, and that doesn't cost me much weight. Well, I have the bracer, but they don't have a visual yet. So all our pieces of armor are not visual yet. That's being worked on and implemented step by step as they get ready. So, Ritter von Gitter, the game is going to be released between June and December this year. We hope the furthest possible. But that's the kind of in between. So, I will say, like, I don't know. Maybe in the fall, we'll have to see how it goes. Oh, yes. It's true, Fred told me about that. But he is not going because he has the woman organizing is the woman that don't like him. There we go. That is a little presentation of the game. So I've not really shown any fighting so far, but I will be playing it tomorrow and streaming it tomorrow, so you can join back the stream tomorrow for more gameplay. There I will be playing with groups, etc. Because the server are opening like every weekend in 30 minutes from now, so people will be there and starting to come in a moment. And this weekend is particular because we will wipe every character next week. Therefore, if you need a boost because you want to explore your character but higher level, we can artificially boost you. The GM can do that. And so you can enjoy, you can catch up the other guys, explore the higher level area that are in game yet, etc, etc. And you don't have to level yourself. That's just for this weekend. Next week, all character, all the bank, all the inventories, everything is wiped. And we restart anew with the new crafting system put in place. No, there's no ND. So if you are, you know, a streamer yourself or you're creating videos, etc., you can speak about it, you can share it with your friends, you can post screenshots. We even kind of encourage you to do so. More we speak about the game, the better, because this is, you know, we are a small indie studio and we're not doing huge marketing campaign, etc. So the word of mouth is the most important. We also are aware that this game might not be the cup of tea of everyone. Some people prefer Lost Ark or some fast-paced Black Desert type of combat, and that's really, really fine. But we know that there's some people that really are looking for this type of gameplay, this type of game, and they need to know about it. They need to know that it exists and that we are working on bringing something for them like that. And we work very, very closely with our community, so really listening to the feedback. We are making change every week. Some of those changes are directly inspired by the community feedback. And well, the people that are testing here can attest from that. This is something we have been doing and to really collaborate with our community and play with them and have fun and listen to them. So that's why I'm organizing this show every week. It's a community show. The first parts of this show, I am showing up the patch notes, different discussion. If some content creator have bring some content, I'm showing a little extract of what they've done on the full video and giving the link to encourage people to check it out, that kind of stuff. And after it's followed by 1 hour or more of gameplay, so you can ask question, I can show you in game, and it's very much dedicated to the community, not to my own pleasure and enjoyment. So like I did now, I change character, I'm showing you this, you ask me a question, okay, let's go, let's see that, etc. And that's exactly the point of this. So that's every Friday, and you're very welcome to join it every week. All right, do we have any other question for today? I like my characters. She's very cute. I wanted to make her like a little monk. That's why I came up with this. So she will be fighting with her staff. And being super cute. So yeah, I've been mostly playing my striker. And it's kind of funny because usually I am someone that prefers to play healers. It's always the character that I'm enjoying and the role that I'm enjoying the most. But in this game, my character I prefer is my brigand. Because it's brigand is striker, so DPS, and controller. So I have a stun, and I find the stun absolutely brilliant. It's very, very fun to be in a group and to have to place yourself well and to have to help to control the fight with a stun. You really feel useful. That's something I like. I always like to feel useful, which is why I prefer supporter in general. And here we are in Midland, and I am going to nicely slew. So I'm cheating, using a cheat code right now. So I will just go back to the city of this area and not stay in this place. At the same time, we can see the beautiful landscape, even if it's the night, and the night is dark. So it's nicer during the day. But I don't want to mess up the server by changing the time of the day, because that will be not nice. But you see, there's plenty of field of flowers. It's really gorgeous. This area is really beautiful. I really like it. And then you have those rivers and big fat crocodile. Be careful of the ruins, because they are always crippled with rats. And the rats, it can seem like, oh, rats, who cares? No, the rats are nasty in this game, guys. Really, really bad creature. They always are in pack. So here's one of the Ember ring. So I know that the city is on this way. Down this road. And that's where I want to go right now. We have a very nice aurora borealis right now. But we are hoping to change our skybox soon. Yeah, the night is dark and full of terror. It's absolutely true. We do have other mobs spawning during the night. The idea of having such a dark night is not just so it annoys you and make you buy grinding torch to fight. No, the idea is really to make it scary and mysterious, and you're hesitating. Do I want to go out now, that is the night, or do I want to stay in the city and continue my crafting? Or do I want to go out because I know that during the night there's the emberfly and I absolutely need the regent on them and I need to fight those creatures? Or do I want to fight the thieves? How large is the world? The world is very large. You can see it is this zone already we have flied a little bit above it, and that's just one zone, and at the moment we have another zone which is at least this size or more, which is dry food. It's so big, it's a desert area. It's very, very big. And then we have the smaller area, which is the beginner area, North New Haven and South New Haven. And we have several other zones in preparation. So for now, you will not say that our game is like gigantic because it's still work in progress. But the zones are super large, and therefore we should have, you know, when the game release, like quite some consequent terrain for you to explore. And then regularly, as soon as it's ready, we will add more. So this is already all in the plan. But for now, you have 2 very big zones like this one, and one newbie area, and another one which is a bit smaller. But that's really to begin your adventure, so we didn't want the player to be completely lost. So you have this, and that zone is pretty big. Even so, it's well, if I show you the map, you will not really have a big idea at the moment, because yeah, that doesn't really give you any idea. All right, it's good. I've prepared. Yes, mindless. I'm sorry. It's the end of the stream. I'm going to say goodbye to everyone, but it's a little bit too bad because I was about to end the stream, and but I got interrupted by a phone call that I could not avoid, and I've been away for 5 minutes, and so I maybe had some last question to answer and stuff like that, and so I'm very sorry, very sorry for everyone that wanted to know more things. Well, it will be for tomorrow or something like that. But yeah, I'm coming back tomorrow for the Saturday stream that will start at 2 p.m. Central Europe time. Or maybe a little bit later. I'm not 100% sure when I will start it, but I'm aiming for simplification to start it like the other streams, you know, same time. Yes, because the hello Lanso, by the way, right now it's in the middle of the night. In darkness is an important aspect of this game. I was explaining that just earlier. Not only it's dark, so you cannot really find your way, or you have to observe carefully where you stand and bring your torch. That is pretty useful, because without a torch you see nothing. And here we still have quite a nice, you know, when you're in the middle of the forest, it's darker, like it's dark like that. So you really see nothing, and when you're fighting, it can be tough, but it's a part of the game. It's an aspect of the game. So forcing player to make choice. Do I want to battle outside? Do I need to gather a lot of ground torch? That's a ground torch, for example. A ground torch is a torch that you place on the ground and that lasts for several minutes. So you can craft them. It lasts for almost 6 minutes. You can craft them. And it's really part of the strategy. When you are in hunting in the forest and you want to do a camp, you will get your ground torch so you can see something. And maybe you will put several ground torch, or maybe someone will stay, a supporter will just heal and hold the torch while fighting instead of using his bow or his crossbow or something. So that's all part of the strategy, but also during the night there's other mobs. For example, here, and I'm going to cheat again and go in a different place. Wait, I'm taking the wrong path. Need to go here, I think. Need to follow this road. So I'm cheating a little bit. GM power. I hope I'm in the right direction. Yes, I am. right direction. So that's perfect. Okay. And I'm going to show you this area. Okay. Here, you will see all those creatures. That's night creature. You will not have them during the day. So that are unique to the night, and you have plenty of mobs like that. For example, in the newbie area, you have thieves in the farms, and you can chase them, and they will drop some armor for you and stuff like that. I have real life stuff to do in 1 hour from now. Yes, overly large firefly. They're very cute. And they drop special region. So every creature, for a lot of the creature, the fauna, are dropping some region, and those region are used to change, enhance, empower your abilities. For instance, my fading strike is enhanced by this weak numbing agent, which will add +3 damage. Or if I use the mild numbing agent, it's +4 damage. And those creatures are dropping that. So that's why hunting during the night might be something important for a certain person. And here we have the moonlight. So we have a clear night, because when you don't have the moonlight, it's even darker. But voila! That will be it for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching today's show. This is very nice to have you. So this show is something that I want to do and plan to do. And try to have my windows open. They're all closed. It's a show that I'm planning to do every weekend, every Friday. So I hope you like it. So it will start, the stream start in 2 parts. You have the regular chit chat, Ravast playing, etc. And then at 4 p.m. Central Europe time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern time, I think, you will have the Embers Adrift weekly community show starting. With 1 hour of discussion, patch notes, news, topics, whatever, and then some gameplay. So thank you very much, friends.